The Grand Theft Auto series has always been subject to many conspiracy theories and different myths speculated to be hidden within these massive open world games. But out of all the games in the timeline, I think one of them sticks out a whole lot more than the others when it comes to these folklore stories. And that game is none other than GTA San Andreas. From Bigfoot to aliens to friggin' CJ's mum, this game is completely littered with over the top myths and legends. So let's take a look at some of the more popular ones first, and then later we can get into some of the more complexing ones. I mean, what else was I going to start with? You can't have a good open world game without a shit ton of probably fake monkey sightings all across the map. Majority of these sightings though take place in an area of the game called Backo Beyond, a heavily wooded area far away from many of the main cities. This is where the first few Bigfoot sightings within the game occurred as far as I can tell. Players would take to the internet and head over to different forums to recount their experiences with a strange looking figure that could be seen roaming through the forest in Backo Beyond. According to majority of the posts, strange sounds could be heard when venturing through the area at night, such as wood knocks, screams and growls, you know, all the usual Bigfoot stuff. The actual sightings mainly occurred from far away, and if you ever got close to the creature it would quickly flee. Some players even have screenshots of the creature itself, but most of the time it was hard to tell what you were even looking at. I mean, the whole Backo Beyond area, it's a big open place with not a whole lot of connection to the rest of the game, so of course it was only a matter of time before someone had to upload a screenshot of Bigfoot running around in there. Most of the posts were assumed to be fake by the game's community, but a lot of the players obviously did believe in them, and this led to more people having sightings and more people being fooled. And it wasn't just the players that saw these posts either. Modders saw the Bigfoot sightings as a golden opportunity and started releasing many different Bigfoot mods, which obviously led to more fake shit. But who knows, maybe if you have nothing to do tonight you could just load up the game, walk around in the woods for hours on end, and eventually this guy will turn up. Aliens and UFOs have been sighted in many different video games, and San Andreas is no exception. In fact, unlike Bigfoot, it's no secret that the game has many features that point towards aliens. In the desert area of the game outside Los Venturas, you can find Area 69, which is Rockstar's play on the infamous Area 51, that is said to hold the bodies of aliens and their secret UFOs. One of the missions in the game's main storyline actually has you break into this secret area, and all throughout the base you can find more evidence that points to aliens being a part of the game. In fact, there's actually signs like this all throughout the desert area. For example, in this diner you can find on the desert road heading towards the secret base. If you head into the back, you can clearly see a bunch of UFO related stuff on the wall, including pictures of what appear to be UFOs, a poster that says "I want to believe," and a pinboard that seems to be a map of different sightings. I mean, I don't know if this actually means there's aliens flying around the map ready to do flybys on old CJ here, but hey, at least this one has some merit to it. There are a lot of UFO mods added to the game as well, which people use to make fake videos of sightings and even tutorials on how to find a UFO and put it in your garage, I guess. I actually remember following one of these fake videos when I was really young for like an hour, thinking what am I doing wrong, when it was clearly just a fake modded video. So yeah, this myth is for sure mainly fake, but little hidden parts of evidence around the map definitely make it an interesting one. Another popular myth in San Andreas was Leatherface. For those that don't know, it's the guy from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Apparently he's made his way into the game as well. According to the lore, he likes to hang out in the Backo Beyond area and can mainly be sighted around this cabin, which is pretty much right in the middle of the forest. He obviously gets pretty pissed if you go near his house as well, because players have reported that he does attack and kill you. Interestingly enough, there's actually another variation of this myth called the Pigsy, which is pretty much the same thing, but instead of just a guy with a chainsaw, it's a pig with a chainsaw, because why not? Pigsy is also said to be located in the forest area, but can only be seen late at night according to the player reports. There's lots of videos coming across these two up on YouTube, but I'm gonna go out on a whim here and say these were definitely all modded as well. I feel like every time I end it with just saying everything's modded, which let's face it, obviously that's going to be the case for most of these, but for this next one it's not really even a myth because it's definitely a real occurrence in the game. I'm talking about the ghost cars. These vehicles are basically smashed up old Glendales, which is a type of car in the game based on the Chevy Bel Air, and they can be found throughout the map, but there's something a bit odd about them. They always spawn in isolated areas, and even though they haven't been in any accidents since spawning in, always have noticeable damage. A few of them also move around by themselves with no NPC inside of them. Players have speculated that the vehicles could be the ghost of Big Smoke, as he drives a Glendale in the early game before he's killed by CJ, and to be honest it does make sense. Obviously they aren't going to have a full-on ghost following you around the map, but subtle hints like driverless cars spawning would be an easy way to hint that Big Smoke is pissed with you. Of course that's just speculation though, as the cars could also just be part of the game or even a mistake that was left in the game by Rockstar. The vehicles can also be seen way before Big Smoke's death. So from the start of the game we are made well aware of CJ's mum's death. She was murdered in the Johnson house on Grove Street before the beginning of the storyline, so we never get to see her in person, but some players report seeing her, or rather her ghost, inside the house on Grove Street. Many players say that you have to be in the house at the right time of night, as she can only be seen during these hours, such as a Reddit post I found that mentions the hours of 3 AM till 6 AM. I remember watching some video back in the day that told you to go upstairs and pick up the spray can that spawns behind the bed, then spray it around the room to make the ghost appear, but obviously I never saw anything. There are some old pictures of CJ's mum in the house which do look pretty weird, but I think that can mostly be attributed to the fact that the game is 20 years old now. So I've gone over some of the myths in San Andreas, and believe me when I say this is just the tip of the iceberg. There are so many more that I can think of that I haven't touched on in this video, and I don't want to make it super long, but you might be wondering why there are so many of these things in this game. Like, I know a lot of open world games do have stuff like this, but San Andreas was just different, and if you ask me I think that's because of a few different reasons. I mean, back when GTA 5 wasn't around, and god that was such a long time ago now, but back then this game really felt like it was revolutionary, and it was. I mean, I was really young when everyone was playing this, so I can't remember what it was like to a T, but the map did feel enormous and packed full of content. But looking back at it today, some parts of it just look empty and downright creepy. So again, when people were playing this back in its heyday, it's no wonder that there was lots of stories made up around these more creepy looking areas, and especially when you consider that modding and fake videos on YouTube were way less known to kids back then, so it was a lot easier for people to get fooled by some fake video that was actually just a mod. All in all though, I think stuff like this really added to the overall enjoyment of the game and gave you a reason to explore these otherwise forgotten about places around San Andreas. Rockstar clearly recognises this as well, given that they went on to add plenty of features into GTA 5 that had mysterious elements to them, and I really hope the long-awaited GTA 6 doesn't leave stuff like this out either. Anyways, if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like or even subscribe. I'm a really new channel and just one of those actions can help me out heaps. Thanks for watching and I hope to see you in the next one.